Is the American Diabetes Association Alert Day.
And this is Chanda Monroe-Williams. She's representing the American Diabetes Association today. Chanda, good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what is Alert Day that's held every year in March?
Every year in March, on the fourth Tuesday, basically what we want to do is kind of a wake-up call for people who suffer or may suffer from American diabetes, from diabetes. And so what we try to do is make sure that people understand that there are ways that you can kind of assess whether or not you may be at risk for the disease.
And if you're at risk, you can take steps to keep from going into becoming diabetic, because once you have it, there is no cure. Then it's just managing.
It's no cure. And the thing about it is, I think people understand that there are certain things like, weight loss, healthy weight levels, making sure you're not sedentary, making sure that you watch your diet, but there are also other things like it's hereditary. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you have a high risk in both sides of your family, things like that, you want to consider that.
Well, so how do you test for it to find out if on Alert Day if you...
Well, the first step is that basically we have a 7-step test that we recommend. Last year in 2015, 29,000 people took it, and of the 29,000 people that took it, 37% of them were at high risk for getting the disease. So first thing is being aware that there are things that you can do. 7 questions are simple things like how old are you? So if you're over 45, you at increased risk. Are you a man or a woman? Men and women carry the weight differently. We tend to carry it in our hips and our thighs, where men carry it in their stomach. If you carry it in your stomach, that puts you at high risk because men have to gain less weight to get the disease. If you're a woman who's been diagnosed with gestational diabetes, that's typically a sign that you may get diabetes later on. Do you have a mother, father, sister? We talked about that. Have you been diagnosed with high blood pressure? Is a concern. And then are you physically active? And what is your weight status?
Yeah, and as a type 2 diabetic, I mean, it hit me like a brick. My eyesight started to go when I realized it. And if I'd known about some of these pre-steps, then maybe I could have taken steps to correct my lifestyle choices to prevent becoming a diabetic. So I'm here to tell you, you need to take this Alert Day seriously.
Yes, and people think there's just one type of diabetes. There's several. There is gestational. There is type 1, which is people who pancreas does not secrete enough insulin. And then there's type 2, which basically can be managed through diet. None of them are curable, but again, it's something that we need to look at. But my concern is that there are about 86 million pre-diabetic people who don't know they have diabetes.
Exactly.
So very quickly, but we're out of time, if you have those risk factors, where should you go to get tested?
Basically, if you have those risk factors and you score above a 5, contact your doctor. And if you have additional questions, call 1-800-DIABETES.
All right,
Thank you, Chanda.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.